Hello everybody and welcome to Anarchy in the Ukulele with me, Paul Mansell. In today's video I want to tell you all about my new Pete Howlett student ukulele. How it came about, how I ended up working with Pete on this, why I think it's such an amazing ukulele. I'm going to give you all the specs on it and where you can get it, and I'll probably play something as well because I find it quite hard to not play this instrument. So let me start off by telling you a little bit about how mine and Pete's collaboration came apart. And we call it a collaboration, but 99.9% of the brains, the intellect, the skill and the talent is on Pete's side. What am I bringing to it? I don't know, we'll find out. But it's mainly Pete, but I'm truly honoured to be working with him on this. So I met Pete a while ago when he put out the Revelator. So he designed and built a Revelator, and he then sold that plan to Carla, who started building it. And KD from Anarchy got his hands on one of the Revelators, one of the very first ones actually. He bought it up at Gnuff last year. He bought it direct from Carla, and he was totally amazed with it, and he sort of said, you know, you've got to come and have a go on this Revelator, Paul, you'll be amazed by it. So I played it and yeah, was astonished by it, absolutely astonished. I just couldn't believe how good it was. And I'm incredibly lucky because I do a lot of teaching. I get to play a lot of ukuleles. A lot of my students bring different types in, and because I play quite a few festivals, I get to borrow, steal, hijack other performers' ukuleles and play them as well. So I'm in the sort of privileged position where I get to play a lot of ukuleles. So when I played the Revelator, I just couldn't believe how good it was. Absolutely blew me away. And Kev and I did a review of it, and then Pete reached out to us and said, you know, A, thanks for doing the review, and B, I'm glad you like it. And C, he kind of invited us down to his workshop to go and watch him build. And that was incredibly exciting. We had a wonderful day with Pete. I mean, firstly, from a ukulele player's perspective, it was incredibly interesting to watch how these things are built. And I mean, Pete really is at the top of his game. You know, he's got many 30 years plus experience of building ukes, so he really does know his stuff. And, you know, just walking around and watching him and listening to him was really, really interesting. And not to mention, Pete's a nice guy. He's really funny. I mean, me and Kev, we spent the whole day there, and we stayed overnight in Wales, and we barely laughed that much. You know, we just had a great laugh with Pete. He's got a great sense of humour. It was just one of them wonderful days. We were in Snowdonia. It was a beautiful area. Met Pete's lovely wife, Helen. Just had a great day learning about ukuleles. So that was how I came to meet Pete. And then about, I think it was, I don't know, a couple of weeks later, I had a phone call from Pete, from this crazy man who phoned me up and said, I've got a business proposition for you. And I said, well, let's hear. And basically he said, I'll design and build you a ukulele, and then you promote it. We'll sort of discuss what you want from it, and we'll do it as a joint thing. And like I said, although it is a joint thing, I kind of feel most of the effort and skill is on Pete's part. But I was honoured to be asked by him because he's built ukuleles for the best of the best, and his ukuleles are phenomenal. And when he said that, I was blown away. I was honoured, and I didn't have to think about it. I didn't have to put the phone down and go away for 10 minutes and think about it. I just said, yeah, let's do this. And what I loved about my partnership with Pete, it was just a handshake. He just said, look, this is what we'll do, and we'll take it from there. We haven't got contracts, any of that malarkey. We're just, you know, I'm someone that admires his work. I hope that he likes my playing, or else potentially he wouldn't have picked me. And we're hoping that we can help each other out in that I can promote his ukuleles. What do I get from it? Well, I get to play one of his wonderful ukes, and I get to hopefully inspire people to buy this wonderful uke. So Pete said to me, sort of, you know, I've seen your playing, it's mainly classical, you know, with a bit of flamenco here and there. What do you want from a ukulele? I said, well, the first thing is I tend to play a tenor now. And he said, that's fine, I'm happy to do tenor size. And I said, really the main thing I look for in a ukulele, other than, you know, wonderful tone and sustain, is a nice range on it. I like to be able to play nice and mellow. So if I'm playing with my thumb, nice and mellow. And I like to be able to play nice and crunchy towards the back here, which is called ponticello when you play there. So because I play a lot of classical, I really like a great range in the ukulele. It's also because I do a lot of teaching, I like them to be easy to play. So I like a relatively low action, somewhere between 2.5 and 2.75 at the 12th fret. So I said, you know, I kind of quite fancy a low action. I wasn't particularly fussed about what wood it was made of, just as long as it had a fairly bright sound. I like bright sounds. So he said, yeah, got enough there, more than enough probably. And he designed this, and he sent me the design, and I was sort of blown away by it. And the thing about this uke is, it's Pete really doing what he wants to do, because he does a lot of commission work, which sort of, you know, pays the bills, but stops him doing what he wants to do. Please don't stop giving him commission work. But, you know, he wanted to put all his 30 years expertise into a ukulele, and that's what this project has enabled him to do. Okay, so this is a student model, okay, aimed at people who are serious about their ukuleles and would like a luthier made ukulele, but are on a budget. Now, this was going to retail at $1,250. I personally think for a luthier made ukulele, that is a bargain. I don't quite know how he's doing that. I appreciate that in today's world you can go out and get a cheaper ukulele than that. I get that, and I know that times are hard, but can you get a luthier made ukulele for that? There probably are a couple of about. Are they as good as this? I think realistically it could be a lot more. A lot more. And I think for the expertise in the ukulele that you're getting, which is fundamentally what matters, you're getting something very special for that money. There's a few other reasons, not just Pete's wonderful expertise, that makes this special and worth the money. Let's talk about the wood. It's made from mahogany, but this is very special mahogany. This is not plantation mahogany, okay? So the difference is that mahogany that has grown naturally, in inverted commas, has to fight to get the light, has to fight for its space. So the trees become much stronger. Plantation mahogany, they plant them sort of, you know, a certain distance apart so that they can grow freely. They grow much quicker as well. This piece of mahogany is between 500 and 600 years old. Think about that. 500 and 600 years old. You know, 400, 300 years before the ukulele was even invented. The bit of mahogany then was rested for 40 years. Okay? It came to England about 25 years ago. And then Pete's had it for a little while and then decided he was going to build this ukulele with it. The mahogany came from South America. Pete's only got a little bit of it. He doesn't quite know how many he can make because, you know, sometimes things go wrong when you're building ukuleles. But he thinks he's got enough for somewhere between 12 and 20 of these. So I don't want to use that sort of overused phrase, but it is very much a limited edition, you know, and not for marketing reasons. It's limited because he's only got that much wood, and that's what he makes it out of. It's an exceptionally rare wood. It's incredibly expensive. It's as expensive now as koa wood is, and we all know how expensive that is. So it's incredibly rare wood. The ukulele itself, standard tenor, quite thin when you look at it. Okay. The what's going on here? We don't have a sound hole here. Theory being that this where the neck joins the body, you've got to do an awful lot of bracing to make that secure. So in some ways this bit here is compromised for sound already. So you might as well put your sound hole there. If you put it here, you're effectively stopping a lot of the vibration. This needs to vibrate to make the beautiful sound. So you've got the sound hole here, and then you've got a side port as well. The overall dimensions of this add up to the same as if you had the sound hole there. It's got a 12-foot radius back, so you can see it's very, very slightly arched and slightly tapered as well. Inside here, it's got reverse V bracing. Okay. Now, another slight difference is that the 13th fret is where it meets the body, so that's not always the case. The reason why Pete puts the 13th fret there, or attaches the body to it there, is so that he can put the bridge at the widest part here, which is quite important for sound stability, intonation, things like that. Okay, I like this ukulele because I think it's a work of art to look at. It's beautiful, you know. It's like it's been moulded. It's just like one piece of wood that's been moulded. It's unbelievable. It's thin. It is easy to play, I think. Okay. I've got a low G on this because I tend to play low G now, but you can have a high G on this. It's no problem. Pete can make left-handed ones if you want a left-handed one. I think there's a small surcharge. I'm absolutely blown away by this ukulele. When I first received it, I thought, you know what, I'm going to play with that for about a month and then let it take over from my main uke. My main previous uke is a Flight Fireball, which is a great uke, really great uke. The first day I got it, I was actually away. I was doing a gig with the Ukulele Project in London, and Christopher Davis Shannon. We were doing a gig together, so I didn't get to play it. But then I got back the next day, ran through my set, and to be honest, fell straight into it. It didn't take any adjustment for me. So I'm quite happy that I'm going to give this its sort of first real airing at the Ukulele Festival of Great Britain. I'm incredibly grateful to have a slot there as it is, and to be able to sort of, in inverted commas, launch this and show people it at what such a wonderful showcase is really, really an honour for me. If anybody wants to have a play on this at the Ukulele Festival, just come and grab me. You're more than welcome to. Pete's not there because it's his wedding anniversary, but he's also working on another partnership with at the moment, the HZ ukuleles, and his partner there will be there on the Southern Ukulele store. So if anybody wants one of these, come and see me and I will give you Pete's details, or email him directly. £1,250. I prefer it to the Revelator, and I like the Revelator a lot. The reason I prefer it to the Revelator is, in all honesty, it's more aimed at me. As in, there's no pickup on this. This is plenty loud enough. So whenever I play a concert, I never go through a pickup. I always just have a microphone in front of me, and this has got plenty of volume for it. The sound isn't dissimilar to the Revelator, I would say. It's not dissimilar. For me, it's got a little bit more range on it. So, hopefully that's told you a lot about how I came to work with Pete, and like I say, he's done all the work. He really has. I've got the good end of this. I've got the beautiful job of just playing this. And when it arrived, Pete phoned me up. He said, "You just got one job, Paul. Just play it." And that's not a job, is it? Just playing a ukulele like this, and getting to promote this. So I'm really hoping that people are interested in this ukulele, and I'd love to see some other people playing it. It'd be nice just to, as we travel around, bump into a few people who have got these. In a way, I think it's sad that there's only going to be, a dozen plus of them. But in a way, I'm not, because it kind of makes it really, really special. All of Pete's ukuleles are special, but I think there's something beautiful about that as well, and he's doing that for all the right reasons. I think I'll play us out with something, shall I? Let's have a little listen to something. Thanks for watching. If you are interested, myself or Pete. And as for Anarchy in the Ukulele, don't forget to like, subscribe and ring that bell. Thanks for watching. Bye now.